locked in to the Sounds Like Fun podcast.
It don't matter underground or the mainstream. We taking over everything, American dreams. Make a move, long nights to the light beams. Urban Stone, we the motherfucking A-team. I go crazy on this track, man, I spit dope.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of the Sounds Like Fun podcast. I'm your host, Serial Sensei. As always, you can catch me on SoundCloud, YouTube. You can check out my other podcast, the Dojo Talk podcast, which I cover combat sports, mixed martial arts, kickboxing, all that good stuff if you're interested in that. Have a book coming out, the Oddball Chronicles. That'll be out next week. I have a series of podcasts related to that called Road to the Oddball Chronicles, which you can also look at on my SoundCloud page. Just like I said, every episode, type in Serial Sensei in your Googles, and you will find me somewhere in the interwebs doing something. But the SoundCloud page is kind of the hub for where mostly everything is. But today I wanted to come in real quick, and we're gonna switch it up. I know normally on this podcast I talk about music. It's kind of in the realm of music somewhat, but it's actually a movie review. But it's a movie that in a roundabout way is related to music, related to hip hop, kind of, sort of. As you can tell by the title, I will be talking about the movie Bodied today. So this won't be a quick review, and I'm actually doing this review. It is 8:21 p.m. and I'm actually probably going to go to sleep right after I finish recording this. I got to work early in the morning, but I figured I would do this review now because I have a terrible memory. So I need to review this kind of while this movie is still like fresh on my mind. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, if you don't go to see it in theaters, it will be, I believe, available on YouTube's premiere service. I want to say November like 26th or something like that. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, you might not want to listen to this review. But well, I guess real quick, I'll do a non-spoiler section, and then right before I jump into specifics, I'll warn you and give you a chance to get out of here. So Bodied is a movie that was produced by Eminem, directed by Joseph Kahn, written by Alex Larson, aka Kid Twist, who, if you have been a fan of battle rap, specifically King of the Dot, especially since like way back in the day, you probably know who Kid Twist is. For some of you, I want to say who are in Canada, you may have seen this movie already because apparently it's been out over there. I know it played at the Toronto Film Festival like last year. So it's kind of just now making its way to the States. I know some people have seen it already, but we're kind of just now getting around to it. It's been getting a lot of buzz. A lot of because Eminem's name is attached to it, but also kind of just, it's a movie about battle rap. It's piqued a lot of people's interest. So this is the quick non-spoiler gist kind of the movie. Basically, the movie centers around the main character. His name is Adam, actor name Callum Worthy, if I'm saying that correct, Calum Worthy. And kind of just like the trailer shows, Adam is this college kid. I forgot what he majored in. I told y'all my memory's terrible. But he, the gist of it is he's doing basically a thesis on battle rap. Mainly, he focuses on the use of the N-word in battle rap and like how it's used, which is kind of a weird thesis. But that's basically his thesis is about battle rap and just things in battle rap culture, all of that good stuff. So that's kind of like his college paper that he's doing on it, and certain events kind of lead him getting pretty engrossed into battle rap and participating in battle rap. Like, he no longer just becomes a somebody on standby or somebody just an outsider. or I guess you could say he's an outsider, depending on how you look at the movie. But we'll get to that later. um, but yeah, he just kind of finds himself immersed in the battle rap world, battle rap culture, and no longer just being, a fan or just somebody watching from the sidelines. He gets himself thrown in, like I said, due to kind of a sequencing of events. So in the midst of him getting, in the midst of him finding himself in this culture, he's focusing on his thesis, use of the N word, all that good stuff. But I do kind of feel like that point kind of got the whole N word thing. I feel like kind of got lost in this movie. I mean, they did have a couple of funny scenes off of it, but I feel like that point kind of got lost in the mix of everything else that was going on. I guess just a quick point of like what the movie was really about, or at least what I got from it. So this movie is definitely very satirical. Definitely has like a comedic edge to it, and you'll recognize that like right off the bat from the very first scene. You'll kind of get you kind of give it an idea of where they're going, but it's very satirical. And I think like the point, or maybe not even the point. I think what this movie was really trying to tackle, and it was a good myriad of issues, which I was worried at first, just by seeing trailers, that this movie was just going to be, the typical, I don't know, the outsider white kid comes into battle rap and, he just becomes great and he's the greatest and blah, 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 blah. And, he wins a bunch of battles and then whatever. Like, I thought it was just going to be something, or I was hoping that it wouldn't be just something that simple. I mean, and it kind of was that, but that wasn't the point. There were other themes and things that they were trying to explore. Mainly what I pulled from this movie was they were basically trying to give you they were trying to show like the cross between like battle rap and PC culture, pretty much. And in this climate that we're in, probably no other perfect time than now to release a movie like this. And I'm not a big fan of satire. Like sometimes it's just a bit much for me, even though I understand like what they're trying to do. And there were moments in this film that were kind of like, y'all were trying too hard there. But like I get it, like I understand what they're doing. But for me, my own personal taste, it's kind of like, But I got what they were trying to do. Like it just sometimes it worked. Sometimes for me it personally fell flat. But I do think they were hitting a lot of interesting points in terms of like battle rap meeting the world of PC culture, because I think a lot of what this film tried to do was, if you're a fan of battle rap, if you've watched any rap battle, you know that battle rap is no holds barred. It's literally like a verbal street fight. Like there are no rules. Everything's game. Blah, 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 so on and so forth. It's like I said, if you watched a rap battle, seen one, or been in one, whatever the case may be, you know how it goes. And it kind of pits that against when does that like expression, I guess, like cross the line, or is there a line? So on one hand of the film, it explores like this battle rap thing, like this is a culture. You can't tell this like you can't really police this. And then on the other side of the film, there's kind of, certain parts of this culture, I guess, from an outsider's perspective, or from any perspective, depending on how you feel about it, there are certain parts of like this battle rap culture in terms of like how like verbally abusive it is, like is some of this problematic in terms of like, battle rap bars, people talking about shooting people, talking about smashing people's moms, smashing their girls, blah 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 blah. Maybe some bars, being considered like overly violent or misogynistic, homophobic, so on and so forth. So it kind of tries to, like I said, make those worlds collide. Like, and what I like that, at least that I felt like it did, was I don't think the movie, at least from what I got from it, I don't think it was really trying to pick a side. It did I think it presented arguments, I guess, from both perspectives. From an outsider's view looking in, who would think that battle rap is just like they're just verbal animals, and like this can't be allowed. This isn't quote unquote like good expression. This is quote unquote toxic, so on and so forth. And then there's kind of this other side of where like this is our culture. Who are you to police our culture, and you're not even like a part of it? So I thought it did a good job of kind of playing both sides of the fence. And like I said, I think they did things to like not make you choose a side. I don't think it was really trying to pander one way or another. Like it was kind of just, here's how one side feels, here's how the other side feels. Maybe the truth, or if there is a truth or a right way, quote unquote, maybe that's somewhere in the middle. But I think the movie kind of leaves it up for you to decide. But it like I said, on that front, I thought it delivered good. Like I was glad that there was like a point to this. There was some substance there, and they did touch on things like racism and battle rap in terms of I guess to get into like specifics, like Asian jokes, when or just racial jokes in general. Like when do they become? Is there a line? Is there ever a line where it's too racist, or if it's too over the top? Bars related to like gender in terms of women. It goes into those little questions I guess you would have watching a rap battle. Like, is this going too far? And like I said, depending on your perspective and how you view it, you may think everything's fair game, or you might be on the fence about it. So I feel like that was kind of the overall gist of kind of what this film was doing. It was kind of a satirical like dissection of battle rap and battle rap culture, and it kind of gave you, I guess, like the pros and cons of everything without really, like I said, without trying to make you lean really one way or another. It's just kind of, here's the facts, or not the facts, just here's what it is, and however you feel about it, I guess, is however you feel about it. But it was still presented, I think, in a pretty raw and honest way. It was, of course, expected, I would hope, that it's produced by Eminem, so he would, I'm not sure how much involvement he had in terms of like direction. So I don't know, maybe I should be giving this credit to Joseph Kahn, but I thought it was good that they did use like legit real battle rappers in the film. So it gave it like a realness to it, and the rappers that they used were just as just as raw as they would be as on stage. And I like that this movie was, the movie was like a satirical conversation about like battle rap versus PC culture, but I like that the movie was not trying to be politically correct at all, and you get that straight from the jump, from the very first scene of the movie. So yeah, like it was cool overall. Like the concept of it was cool. Like I said, some of the satirical execution for me was, sometimes it hit, sometimes it didn't hit so much. Sometimes it, for me, was just a little bit too much. But I understood like what they were trying to do. So like I said, that was kind of a 50-50 for me. It kind of was the one thing that made me like, I felt like this movie was cool, but it wasn't like great. And I guess some of the satire for me was just a bit much, so it kind of stopped me, I think, from enjoying it more than I could have. But there were funny moments. There were moments that definitely made me laugh. There were some bars in here too Definitely some bars going on in here, but yeah. So it was cool for the most part. I won't complain too much because in the end I understood what they were trying to do, and for the most part it was executed. It was executed fairly well. Um, I guess the only thing, I guess the whole, and I heard from someone else that this might have been this movie was, I guess, somewhat loosely based on the life of Kid Twist. So I don't know how much, I don't know how true that is. Cause honestly, I didn't like research much of like the background of this movie. I just kind of just went and saw it. But I guess kind of the whole trope of the nerdy white guy coming into like black culture and like I don't know that whole. I feel like that trope is kind of old. I feel like that trope is kind of old now. I was hoping the movie could have, I don't know, taken like another angle with it. I don't know that whole that trope just I don't know because I feel like you know white people in hip hop culture now, like it's not a like hip hop is so global and widespread now that's not like a like back in the 90s, like if a white guy was rapping, it was like, oh, this is like a big deal because you know rap music is like a black thing and you know normally white people aren't rapping, but like it was more of like a shock factor back then. And I feel like now it's just kind of like hip hop is so global and widespread. There are plenty of white rappers now. This isn't like it's not, it doesn't have that shock like value anymore. And I don't think like the film was trying to go for that. But I don't know, I just to me just that trope of nerdy white guy comes into black culture and battles the quote unquote like toughest rap. I don't know, like to me that trope just kind of seems I guess. But like I said, that wasn't like the really the whole focus of the movie, or at least I was paying attention more to the social commentary than that. But that aspect of it still kind of, I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like that trope is kind of old. But I'm not mad at it. Like I said, overall, I understood like what the film was trying to say, so I couldn't be too mad at it. So yeah, overall on that front, it was okay. So I guess overall, I'd give it a. I don't know. I'm not really gonna give this a rating. I'm not good at giving ratings. I think if you're a battle rap fan, it's worth a watch. And even if you're not a battle rap fan, it's worth a watch because there are certain characters in this movie who definitely play the part of the uneducated battle rap fan. Like there are certain characters, really one in particular, and like I said, I'm not gonna do spoilers yet. One in particular who I think her entire role in the movie was to play that of an outsider. So she's kind of like, if you're not a battle rap fan, you kind of she's showing that world through her lens, through that perspective of the person who's probably only just seen clips of a battle rap, but they don't really know like what the culture is about. They're only seeing it from these little glimpses, and they already have like their own little biases formed about it because they're not really like a part of that culture. So I think on that end also the film did well. That I think even if you're not a quote unquote battle rap fan, that I think you could still watch this and maybe pull something from it. Acting in this was kind of but at the end of the day, like it's a battle rap movie. I'm not expecting Oscar-winning performances, but you could definitely tell like the actors in here who are like legit actors, and the battle rappers who probably, other than battle rapping, this is like their first time being on camera. So, but you know, like I say, all in all, I'm not expecting like Oscar performances from a movie like this. So, can only nitpick at that so much. But overall, it was a cool film. So, if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a look. You can sign up for YouTube Premiere for free for your first month, and it'll be available by the time you hear this recording. It'll be available on YouTube Premiere by the end of this month, so you can watch it. Or if it's still in your local theater, it was at my theater, so I just went to see it. Saw it this morning. I caught a matinee. Only 3 of us in the theater. That was kind of funny, but it's still in the movie, so if it is playing in your area, I think it's worth a watch. It is 2 hours long though. It probably shouldn't have been 2 hours long. I think they got their point across enough that this didn't need to be 2 hours. But so that's kind of like my overall non-spoiler thoughts. So this is where the non-spoiler ends and the spoilers begins. So I gave you guys 20 minutes of non-spoiler content. Now it's time for you to leave because I got to get into specifics of what I definitely liked, some of my favorite scenes, maybe some things I didn't like in the movie. So if you haven't seen it, skedaddle. The rest of this podcast ain't for you. All right. So now that you guys are out of here, to my folks who have seen it, spoiler time. I liked immediately in the beginning how they set the tone of the movie, where it starts off with a battle rap, and Adam was with his girlfriend Maya, and it was kind of annoying, but I got it. Like, I understood why she was there. Like, they're watching this battle. Bars are going all over the place. Dudes are rapping, and she's trying to figure out, like, she doesn't know what a bar is. She don't know nothing about battle rap. She don't know what a bar is. She don't know what a rebuttal is. She doesn't know. she don't know nothing about nothing. But she's trying to make an effort, I guess, to figure it out. But she's also kind of like disgusted by it all because of the content of the bars and all that. But I think her purpose was just to be that she's that outsider. She's seeing it through the eyes of the person who's not involved in this culture, whatsoever. So I think she's to represent the person that would go see this movie, who kind of like her isn't really familiar with battle rap. I think that's kind of what she was placed there for. Or at least that was part of what she was placed there for. And she also kind of represents the more progressive, I guess I would say, quote unquote, person who kind of finds battle rap, vile and all of that stuff. So I understood her character. Though at times, there were times where she was just kind of a bit much. Like, it felt like she was asking too many questions. And it's like, can you just watch for like a couple minutes and just wait? You'll figure it out. It's not that hard to digest. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But that was kind of, I was 50-50 on her. Like, I understood why she was there, but she was kind of annoying. I thought the relationship between Adam and what was his rap name? Ben Grimm. I thought theirs was pretty interesting, and I really liked what they did in terms of having two, I guess you could say, friends, even though by the end of the movie they weren't really friends anymore. But Grimm was basically like Adam's mentor, and then they end up going at each other at the end. But I thought that was a really cool dynamic they threw in the movie of, not only now are we talking, not only are we doing commentary on when does battle rap, cross a line, if there is one, not even just in terms of, a racist bar or, not even in terms of just social commentary, but in terms of just like on a friend level. Like, if you're battling a friend or, somebody you're cool with, is there still a line that you can't really cross? Because, boy, man, Adam went off, and he exposed that man's whole life. And there was a part of me that was kind of like, man, this hip hop, bro. Like, ain't no friends in the ring. Like, y'all can be cool when it's done, but when you in there, man, it's a fight. But I thought that the movie did a good job of, like, because they showed Ben Grimm as just, you knew he was a battle rapper, you knew he was one of the top guys, but you also got to see him as just, I'm just a regular family man who, does video game design, and I'm just out here trying to feed my family. I got my daughter that's sick. I'm just out here trying to provide. So you got a chance to just see him as a regular person. And I think even if you fall on the side of people who think like, oh, there are no rules in battle rap, I think at least for a second this movie got you to consider it. Like, maybe that was kind of foul about what Adam did. But like I said, I think that's one of the good charms about this movie. Is I don't think it was really trying to pander one way or another. It just it presented it in a way that it wasn't trying to pick sides. So, boy, man, he really did go at Ben though, man. That when he those bars when he was talking about his daughter, that air you breathe, not flip, but that air you breathe scheme he was doing, that was crazy. Like, he was really going in on that man's daughter, and part of me was like, ooh, boy, he is tearing you apart right now. Like, that personals, like. But no, I thought their relationship was cool though. I really did like how they played off each other. Like, Ben took him under the wing, kind of showed him the ropes, and Adam's doing his thing. I like kind of some of the banter they had back and forth, where he was kind of checking Adam on things that he was saying that was kind of racist, and Adam's like, I'm not racist, and he's like, nah, what you said kind of was. Like, I like their kind of like back and forth banter. Dumbfounded was pretty dope in here. I like the bars that he had. Overall, the bars in here were pretty good. I thought they got better as the movie went along, because I remember like the first couple of some of the first couple of battles for me were kind of but I think the battles got better the longer the movie went, and then at the end it all came to a head. It definitely hit a nice apex. But I thought the relationship with Devon Wrights and Dumbfounded was pretty cool. Or Prospect, that was actually his Dumbfounded's name in the movie. But their relationship was interesting. How Dumbfounded was dealing with the Asian jokes that he always got, and Devon Wrights was always battling with bars about being called a bitch because she's a woman, so on and so forth. And they did their whole little performance role reversal scheme. That joint was hard though, cause Dumbfounded, them racist jokes Dumbfounded said they were hard. I can't even lie. They killed that though. And Devon Wright, she did a really good job in this movie. She killed pretty much like every scene she was in. She was a really good addition to this movie. She was pretty dope. So yeah, in terms of like the battle rappers, I thought most of them did a good job. Che Corleone was like the corny guy. I thought it was. I do appreciate like they played off of a lot of things that happen in battle rap. Che Corleone, when he spit the bar and he think it's like extra hard, and then he looking out to the crowd for the response, and they like, nah, bro, that ain't it, chief. He's sitting there kind of salty. So that was I like how they used most of the battle rappers. Loaded Lux and Hollow at the end, boy, they won that battle. I don't care what nobody says. I would have to probably watch this again. But I was in the theater, Lux and Hollow killed that at the end. I thought that was dope too, that they threw in a tag team. They did the tag team battle. I think I didn't think that was gonna happen, so that was pretty dope. Other things I didn't like though. I thought it was kind of. I don't get why at the end when Disaster was battling Che Corleone and. Because the scene where Che, he was with his chick, whatever, that whole scene happened. But I'm like, Megaton came in with the AK, whatever assault rifle that was. Y'all were all running. And I thought it was just kind of weird that they had the big battle at the end. And I don't know. I thought it was weird that Megaton just didn't really like mention that in his bars. Like, yeah, I mean, he did mention like, yeah, I caught you with my chick, but it's like, bro, I had the AK in all y'all face, and y'all were pretty much all pissing y'all pants. So I don't know. I felt like he could have thrown that in his bars. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but it's like, bro, I made all y'all rant. Like, y'all were legit shook. Like, y'all were legit shook. So I thought that was kind of weird that he didn't like rebuttal back with that. But so that part kind of threw me off, and I didn't like how they the last battle between Adam and Megaton, played by Disaster, where like Adam's going in with his bars, but they're playing like the epic movie music in the back. For some reason that really bothered me. Like I didn't like the additional. I did not like the additional music, and it bothered me in the other scene where they had like the battles like the back to back, like Conceited was battling somebody. I cannot remember that other rapper's name, and I know his face, and I cannot remember his name. The white guy who was battling Devon Wright. I cannot remember his name, but yeah, like they had just the background music playing while they were, and I don't know, for some reason that music just kind of it threw me off. I don't know. I didn't like that. Like, and I don't know. Maybe silence wasn't. Maybe it wouldn't have sounded good for it being silent, but something about the music in the background while they were rapping was really. It threw me off those couple times I heard it. And like I said, that whole ending scene with Adam and Disaster, and they playing like this epic music while he's doing his round. Like, bro, I don't want to hear it. Get that out of here. I don't want to hear that. But yeah, that was kind of weird. So some of the banner between, I feel like Adam and his, I didn't really care about their love story. I felt like there could have been another way that, because like I said, I understood why her character was there, but I felt like there could have been another way her angle was needed, like her perspective was needed, but I don't know, I guess just the love story aspect of it was just kind of, I don't know, I found myself not really caring about their relationship at all. And I don't know. I guess maybe it was a way to, I can't even say humanize him because he was like just a regular guy, but I don't know. That something about their whole like relationship thing, it's kind of, I don't know. But I did appreciate some of their banner though, like when they were at that little, I don't know what vegan hipster restaurant that was, but that was another thing that bothered me, man. When she ordered that drink and she was like, "Oh, can you substitute the blah 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 with the ginger and the so with the," I'm like, bruh, I just stop. Like this, I get it. It's satire. You're trying to be that they're making her to be like the super progressive, liberal, hipster, vegan. But I'm like, bro, this is too much. I can't do this right now. So there, like little parts of that annoyed me, but I did like the banner they had in there where she was saying, I can't remember the point she made, and like some of her points were valid, but he had responded like, well, it's kind of, I can't remember if he said it was racist or he said he basically called her out like it's kind of wrong for you to say that because you're judging this culture from your own like privileged lens, and you're not meeting them on their level. Like you're talking like you're above them, and you're not, basically like calling her out like you're not being fair about your criticism because you have a bias already, and you're not even trying to really see things from their perspective. So I thought that was a cool thing they did. It annoyed me at first, but I did like also when he would just randomly come up with rebuttals for any random thing, and he played the rebuttals out in his head. That was pretty dope. It annoyed me at first, but after a while, I kind of warmed up to it, and I really liked the moments where he would have like the little boxes that would appear, and it would be like, do I say this? Too personal. And then he would like click one, and then he would just go in, like when he was battling Grim at the end, and it was, I can't remember what the box said, but he clicked the one that said too personal, and then he started going in on like his family and his daughter. I thought that was actually pretty dope. That was pretty clever. So shout out to Joseph Kahn for that. That was actually that was kind of a way to like spice the movie up. Just a little thing, a little subtle thing they did that I think kind of made it interesting. So that was actually pretty awesome. So yeah, like it was, like I said, there were the things they did right. To be honest, I feel like I don't know. I was gonna say I felt like they didn't really need to do the whole thesis thing, because I feel like in the end, his paper wasn't honestly that important. Like I felt like if they wanted to make it, there was a way to talk about like the social commentary without really. I don't know, because I felt like the paper in the end, like it didn't really matter, but I guess it kind of did because they had to tie in his dad, and his dad's a writer, so I guess it was kind of a way to weave that all together. But I kind of just, there were certain like subplots of the movie that I felt like they were kind of just there, just to be there, and they didn't. I'm gonna say they didn't serve a purpose, but I was like, in the end, was his paper really that important? I mean, even though he spent the movie doing this research basically and getting in this culture so that he could write the paper. But like at the end, like I don't even, did he even read his thesis? I don't think did he read it? I don't remember. I have terrible memory. That's why I had to record this now. My memory's still bad. I don't even think he read his thesis. So it's like, did we need this? I don't know. So yeah, just certain little things like that kind of threw it off for me, because I felt like there were just other angles or other things they could have did to drive the same point home, and it might have been a little bit more effective. The scene at the table when he was with Maya, the one Asian chick, and the two gay guys. I think, was one of them gay? I can't remember. One of the gay guys and the other guy that was at the table. That was kind of wild when the gay guy was like, "I'm channeling my inner black woman," and then he rebutted with, I cannot remember what he rebutted with something, and then they tried to like cancel him out. Like that was, there were little moments in the film like that I did appreciate, like just these little subtle social commentary battles that they would have in regards to like race or sexism or something like that. Like those little moments I did appreciate, and like I said, I like that this movie, at least to me, I felt like it wasn't trying to make you choose a side one way or another. Like you could just kind of draw your own conclusion, just, I guess based on how you feel. I think they made it fair on both sides, in my opinion. I don't think they were trying to silence anybody. They let everybody get their point across, and I think everybody on both sides had valid points, but they let you see. Like I said, they gave you the pros and cons of this language and in terms of battle rap and consequences and how it can be viewed by others. So, like I said, I think they did a pretty good job of that. But yeah, this was it was an interesting movie. Like I said, it probably didn't need to be 2 hours long. I think they could have wrapped it up a little sooner than that. But even though it was 2 hours, I was still pretty entertained throughout. Like I said, it was cool seeing a lot of just actually like legit battle rappers in the movie. You had Loaded Lux, Hollow the Dawn, Sharon was in there, Disaster, Organic had a cameo, Smack was in there. Lot of just battle rap people, personalities were all over that movie. So I thought that was dope that they got a look. Even though I thought it kind of sucked that Arsenal was in the movie and he ain't spitting out one bar. He was just kind of like the side co-host guy. So I thought that was kind of whack. They should have gave Daylight some more time too. As much of a character as Daylight is, I feel like he could have played a much bigger role in that movie. Because if you know Daylight, man, that guy is just, he should have been one of the main characters. That's an interesting. So it's a wild guy. I feel like he could have brought a lot to that movie, but maybe they had enough with Disaster, who I think was perfect as like a villain, quote unquote, in this movie. yeah, they picked the perfect guy. But the Disaster fit this movie very well. He's the walking personification of just verbal, just the walking personification of just vulgarity and all of the negative you would think about that comes to battle rap, just in terms of language and is this bar going too far. He is that in the flesh. And they gave him the ode to his Math Hoffa punch. That was that was interesting. That was cool though. They paralleled some real life battle rap things that happened into the movie, so that was cool. I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but like I said, man, all in all, it was a pretty cool movie. Like I said, a bit of the satire for me was too much. Sometimes characters got like annoying in some scenes, and it was kind of like, I don't really need to see you right now. But there was enough parts in the movie that I enjoyed, and I enjoyed like the commentary that they were trying to make. So I pulled enough out of it that I found myself enjoying it. And like I said, I thought it was cool. A lot of the battle rappers got. Oh, hold up, real quick. I'm sorry. Not to switch gears. Another thing that I liked and didn't like at the same time. The whole dumbfounded scene when they find him at the restaurant. He's wearing like the stereotypical like Asian headband, and his sensei, quote unquote, comes out the back, and he gets into beef with a Corleone, and the sensei catches him with the spinning back like kung fu kick. It's like, come on, man. Y'all are, I get it. It's satire. But that was, and then Dumbfounded's like, oh, you just set Asians back 100 years. I was like, oh, this is that was too much for me. That was one of those scenes I was like, all right, that was too over the top. Like that didn't need to be there. I mean, like I chuckled at it, but it was just kind of it was one of those like face palm chuckles. Like y'all did not just do that. But so like I said, there were little moments about this movie that kind of annoyed me, but overall, I still found it enjoyable, and it was interesting. Like I said, the commentary was just interesting play on the commentary, and I think it's relevant too. Like, it's something that I do think about, like in terms of battle rap. Like, I mean, I watch battle rap, and I've been watching rap battles, and I've seen rap battles in person. And this isn't new to me, so I don't get really surprised or shocked when I hear anything in battle rap, because I feel like at this point I've been watching it for so long that for me it's kind of one ear and out the other. But you know, you always do have those questions in the back of your head, like, is any of this really too far? Should we maybe not be? Should we pull back some? Like, so, you know, the questions the movie posed were valid. And in that respect, that's kind of what I enjoyed about it. Like, even if I didn't agree fully one way or another, like the questions and the points that they were trying to make were valid. So it made me appreciate that. Made me appreciate the social commentary on the film. But yeah, at this point, I think I'm just kind of rambling, so I'm gonna shut up. And I have to work in the morning, so I'm actually about to cut this mic off and go lay down for 8 hours. But nah, man. So overall, man, Body was cool. Go give it a look, man. Like I said, I think the YouTube premiere is like November 26th or 28th, something like that. So you can sign up for the month free trial. Or like I said, if it's in your city, you can just go give it a look. I caught it on the matinee. So I only paid like $11 for my ticket. But nah, man, it's a cool movie. Give it a look. If you're a battle rap fan, I'm pretty sure you'll find something you'll enjoy and pull from this movie. There'll be some bars in there for you. There'll definitely some bars in there. And if you're not a battle rap fan, I think those are the people I'm really interested to hear opinions from. People who don't watch battle rap or aren't familiar, who go see this movie. I'll be really interested to see what they think and kind of like what they pull from this movie. So yeah, man, go give Body a look. It was cool. Shout outs to just everybody involved in the film. I'm glad a lot of those battle rappers like got a chance to get a look. I'm pretty sure that was a good look for them. So, shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to M for producing this. Shout outs to Joseph Kahn, Kid Twist for writing it. It's dope to just see, all in all, if nothing else, it's cool to see battle rap represented in this big of a platform. Like I said, this ain't gonna be no like #1 movie in America or anything, but it's been in film festivals, it's in theaters. Like I think just overall, that's a good look for battle rap as a whole. So on that front, that's pretty awesome. So it would be dope if a lot of these rappers or just everybody who was with the movie maybe possibly get other opportunities in other films down the road because of this movie. And like I said, shout out to Divine Wright, man. She was what is actually her actor name? Because that was just her name in the movie. Shaniqua Shandai, if I'm saying that correct. Shout outs to her, man. She did really awesome in this movie. So that's all I got, man, because I'll just keep repeating myself over and over. But yeah, man. Bodied, go check it out. Give it a look. Let me know what you think. Let me know how did you feel about some of the commentary? How did you feel about the bars? What did you like? What did you not like? All that good stuff. Leave that in the comments. Hit me up. Whatever. But yeah, I'm out of here, man. So this has been a special edition of the Sounds Like Fun podcast movie review. And I'm your host, Serial Sensei. Check me out on SoundCloud. Hit me up on Twitter, Twitch, WordPress, all that good stuff. But I'm out of here. So until next time, I will catch you guys later.